Wicked Wands Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about somebody who is realizing that they actually have to better understand their feelings. This could be someone who has said that they love you and they really don't, and they're realizing that maybe there's not a lot that the two of you could accomplish together, or that maybe they get kind of caught up in things and then think they feel. But we have a realization that something might be a little bit off or not quite what they thought it would be. That this romantic entanglement or situationship might be a little bit limited where it concerns the emotions. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedwandstarot@gmail.com. You can find that in the description box, as well as additional information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Hello, Charlie. How's it going? We're going to start off with, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so excited. The Earth and Bones Oracle. So I've been away and I had 20 tarot/oracle decks. So I've missed the others. And I missed the wind chimes, you guys. All right, what else do we have? We have shelter, number 1, spiritual growth, revival, accountability, healing, and flight, opportunity, prosperity, new venture, and don't wait. Okay, so I love it because we have spiritual growth mentioned on the shelter card, and this realizations card also has, I know it's backwards for y'all, they have the awakenings word at the bottom here. So this is very important insight that somebody is gaining with regards to what they want, what they should be investing in, and what is romantically like an option. Hello, how's it going, Tandy? Hello, Idris. I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Zara. How are you? This is the Energy Oracle. Magician. The Magician in the Mirror. I should say it correctly. And the Man Holding a Heart. Okay, so we have somebody who is getting better at figuring out maybe the difference between love and limerence, the difference between fantasy and reality, the difference between attraction and enduring connections. All right, this is the Gilded Reverie. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, okay. So I do think this is somebody who is letting go of a situationship, a friends with benefits, or a person that maybe maybe there's attraction, maybe there's been some good times had, but they're not interested in getting caught up in a connection that will inevitably end because there's not enough to sustain a long-term relationship. So I think this is someone saying, you know, I think we would have a lot of fun, but I need to focus on more serious relationships, things where I could have a long-term relationship. So maybe we're attracted to each other, maybe we've had a crush on each other for a while, but if it's not going to work long term, then I'm not going to invest anything in it, right? This is the Gold Foil Tarot. Hello, Nova. How's it going? Hello, Gregory. Hello, Indra. How are you doing? I like that, Redbeard. We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Lovers in the reverse. with the Page of Swords. If I were just doing things the way that I used to, then the fact that I'm attracted to you or that you've made me laugh a few times probably would have resulted in my pursuing a relationship maybe too quickly, maybe before I actually had chance to recognize those red flags. But instead, we have the Page of Swords because this is somebody who's realizing, I don't know about you. Lovers is in the reverse. I think if I'm honest with myself, this is not enough to distract myself from the other things that I would like to accomplish in my life. Hello, Faith. How's it going? Hello, Jackie. We've got 9 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Pentacles in the reverse. Sorry, I'm just going to take a drink. We do have 2 9s, which is interesting, probability-wise. We've got a desire to protect one's independence, listen to intuition, and be more selective. There's a bouncer stationed at the entrance to the nightclub of your love and checking IDs saying, nope, rejected, or I don't like your outfit. So this person doesn't get to experience your love. Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. Maybe this was a little bit tempting. Maybe it was a challenging test for you because you really did want to have some entertainment or some fun perhaps. But you see this person as needing a little bit of work. You want to take the wisdom that you've learned from previous interactions and be able to sidestep those people that are probably just going to break your heart, right? Hey, Jackie, I do often take personal questions at the end of the general reading, which is usually about 30 or 40 minutes in. Hey, Jonathan, how's it going? Yeah, that's exactly it, Dracula. So we've got the 10 of Swords, the 9 of Cups, and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So if I just walk away now, if I don't get too involved, if I don't flirt with the idea of, you know, maybe I could just ignore those things that you do or say or are that are awful. No, no, no. If we envision drastically different lifestyles, then there's probably no way to do it, right? Maybe you want to live by the beach, and maybe I want to live in the mountains. Maybe you want to have 10 kids, and I want a hobby farm. You know, like there's this, we have different goals, different things in mind, or different approaches. So even though it might be a little bit difficult, I'm just going to choose to keep it moving. Five of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the 2 of Wands. Lots of fire energy. I'm getting a lot of that today. They're going to argue about it. Pro tip. If somebody is telling you that they don't see a future with you, or is trying to break up with you, or not interested in a second date, do not thrash about wildly like you are drowning. Do not name call. Do not snap back and have some like witty, like, you ain't even that cute. That reduces you, because you are going to their level, or you are feeling like the only way I can feel good about being rejected is if I make you feel bad. I disagree. I feel the best whenever it's a rejection or this isn't going well, to hold myself to those same standards of let's not say anything that we're going to regret. Let's not lower our standards here because of emotions or because of feeling not good enough. The reality is, if this isn't going to work and you're smart enough to realize that, then you're probably saving me some trouble. The reality is, if you're not interested in me, I can't get you to be interested in me, and I don't want to convince somebody to be interested. So whoever you are, I do feel like there is this realization that you can avoid some heartbreak, that you don't really need to get to know this person any better, like you've seen this movie before, right? But they're not super mature. This is part of the reason you want to walk away. So when you reject them or when you say you're not interested, let's hope you're not ghosting anyone, right? This person, they're gonna get a little bit mean. They're going to validate why you're walking away because they're acting like they're 10 years younger than they actually are, right? Like, you might be thinking to yourself, could you just like grow up just a little bit? Like, we don't really need to do that. Apparently they do. Oh, I've missed you. Hello, Potero. I don't read this one in reverse, by the way. Hello, Mimi. How are you doing? Hello, Mark. Is it Merrick? You tell me. I'm sorry. Oh, do we have somebody talking about that? Hello, Fahima. How are you doing? Hello, Strong. I am. Two things can be true at once. And if you disagree, that's totally fine with me. No issue there. I would just ask that you be respectful of other people's beliefs. Hello, AOP. It's true. All right, so we've got the moon, which is number 18. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. I love this card. And then Edgar Allan Poe's face in the moon. The confidence is understated but palpable. Like, it's there. People can tell you love yourself because you don't waste your time. Because you know your worth. Because you know what you deserve as far as treatment or people's willingness to invest in you or appreciate being in your energy. If somebody wants to play mind games with you, that is not respectful of you. If somebody wants to be dishonest with you about whether or not they're being loyal or if they want to be in an exclusive relationship, they're being disrespectful towards you. They're saying, I know what you want, I know what you expect, I know what we agreed upon, and I'm not going to give that to you because I don't want to. This is somebody who realizes, you know what? You might be kind of dreamy, you might be kind of attractive, but I will have other dreams cross my path. I will have other people who are attractive that I encounter. I will meet somebody who treats me better, and maybe that's a better use of my time. In other words, you ain't the only one out there, right? Knight of Quills. I can't help it. I have to point it out. They misspelled knight, you guys. So it's actually kind. The object, truth, or the satisfaction of the intellect, and the object, passion, or the excitement of the heart, are, although attainable to a certain extent, in poetry, far more readily attainable in prose. So this is somebody who's saying, look, you might have nice words, you might be able to win people over really quickly, you might have some great riz, good for you. But you're looking for depth, you're looking for character, you're looking for authenticity. If this person can't offer those things, if they can't demonstrate that they at least know themselves a little bit, or they're at least interested in spiritual growth a little bit, then like, adios. We've got the High Priestess. That's your wisdom, right? You can see if somebody is actually interested in being a good person. because you are not just paying attention to what people say to you. You're also looking at things like body language and whether or not they follow through on the things that they say, right? Hello, Mia. How are you doing? Hello, Matt. Hello, Ruskar. How are you doing? Oh, no, you're upset with that. I'm just going to remove your message because it's a little bit judgy. You're welcome to be in the live chat if you would be respectful of other people's beliefs, but if not, we will block you, okay? Hello, Google. How are you doing? So this High Priestess card says, let my heart be still a moment and this mystery explore. You know your intuition helps you figure out whether or not you should invest in somebody. You know that you could get your heart broken by somebody who is not serious or who doesn't respect you. So you look at this as a way to demonstrate that you love yourself by walking away from somebody that would not treat you the way you deserve to be treated. No guile disguised the fervor of love which animated her heart, and she examined with me its inmost recesses as we walked together in the valley of the many-colored grass. You know what you deserve. You deserve somebody who wants to explore. You deserve somebody who wants to adventure or live life in the way that you choose to do so. Maybe challenge you a little bit. Maybe get you to think a little bit differently, right? You don't have to have somebody who's exactly like you. But you know you want somebody who's a little bit deeper than this person. All right. What do we need for tarot? Yes, I missed you. This is, hold on, I say it wrong every time because I'm not French. The Marseille Cat Tarot. Did I do it? Did I do it right? Hello, how's it going? Hello, Zab. I don't know if there are any other mods. I don't think I saw any, Rachel, but don't feel bad. All right, what else do we have? We have the Six of Wands, a card that talks about victory, and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. Okay, this person turns you off because they are braggadocious. They make you lose interest because of how they talk about themselves or other people. Maybe they compare themselves a lot to other people. Maybe there's just like some arrogance, right? But this Queen of Swords in the reverse, this is somebody who says something and you're like, oh, it's like that, is it? It indicates to you a level of immaturity or a lack of ability to approach things in a respectful manner. So with the Five of Wands, it could even be that there's an argument that results from what this person says. Maybe they're specifically trying to start an argument, but it doesn't go well. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. There could be a period of silence that follows, or there could be somebody who is lying about what they have done or not done. Be careful, when people ask questions, they don't necessarily need you to answer to know what happened. It could be, I've asked you a question and I already know the answer. That could be what's happening here, that this Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands energy, doesn't have to be a woman because this is also the Magician, right? The man holding a heart. But this person is smart enough to know that there is a lie or someone who's being disingenuous here, either because they already know the truth or because they are pretty good at observing people's body language or general character, right? You can't really fool this person because their intuition is pretty strong. So we have the Six of Cups. Look at how cute they are. This is someone who's saying, yeah, maybe younger me would have been like a little bit intrigued. Maybe younger me would have been fooled by this or interested in finding out more, but I've already met like 5 people like you, so I pass. We have the Empress. the King of Pentacles, and the Two of Wands. So there was an opportunity for this person to take a slightly different path, okay? They see you as a prize. They want to be able to brag about being with you, whether that's from a relationship standpoint or more of like a naked standpoint. But this is somebody who feels like they need to brag specifically about their stability. So they might be bragging about money, for example. Hello, Baby Yoda. Hello, Bedlam. How's it going? I know, right? So this person is like convinced that the way they seduce you or get you to be enamored of them is to show off. Hey, look what I can do. Do you want to take a tour of my cars? No, Jay Leno, I don't. Whoever this is, they don't realize that the way to impress you is not through things that you own. Is not through surface level things, right? Like, show me your soul, not your bank account. This person's not choosing the right path. They think you're like everybody else. Whoops. Know your audience. This is like, what should I do? Nah, I don't know. That could get a little bit weird. When you don't know your audience, you tell jokes that don't really land, right? This is somebody who might be expecting you to be like, oh, really? That's so cool. Tell me more. When they tell you, I own a yacht, or I drive a Mercedes, whatever it is that they're bragging about that they feel is a reason that you should like be interested in them. Instead, you're kind of like, okay. So where do you want to be in 5 years? Like, tell me, like, where is this going, you know? Because so far, all you've told me is that you can spend money. I'm pretty sure my 5-year-old nephew can do that. Like, on an iPad. I love the pumpkin thingy. Anybody who does that, it'll automatically make me smile. Thank you. Who did that? Donald? Excellent. I think you were the first one to do that. And Donald, let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards for you, okay? I love that thing. Hello, Jerry. How are you doing? All right. What else do we have? So this is somebody who hides their true nature or their true intentions, and they, you know, like to talk about themselves a lot. I'm hearing Alanis Morissette, Enough About You. Let's talk about me for a while. Queen of Cups or Queen of Chalices in the reverse, the World, and the Seven of Pentacles. This is like, I gotta be very selective, okay? I don't need to be pursued or feel like somebody is constantly hitting up my phone in order to feel good about who I am. So this person seems to be dating at like a high school level, and you are a little bit beyond that. So you're not going to invest. The Seven of Pentacles is like, what would I get out of this? Learning the same lesson I learned like 10 years ago, 5 years ago? Nah, I'm good. I'm gonna tell you right now, they're going to hate this. They're going to be mad at you. The Five of Wands has come out twice already. Oh, there's only one tarot where it did not come out, actually. Yeah, so this is like, again, somebody who's just not mature enough for you. For whatever reason, they're really focused on being able to brag about being with you. This is very like Reese Witherspoon, Brian Phillippe in Cruel Intentions. Yeah. Sometimes I mix up Renee Zellweger and Reese Witherspoon, so I have to just like double check that I did that right. I don't know why. We've got the King of Wands in the reverse and Justice. I mean, if YouTube didn't get mad at me, I would use a variety of other words on this channel. Well, that and my mom asked me not to swear as much. And I do love my mom. But this is F-boy energy or like gold digger. I don't think they can get mad at me for those things, right? I want what I want. I don't care if I hurt anybody's feelings. But you don't need to like waste your time with that, right? Hello, Steve. How are you? Hello, Adam. Isn't it great? It's a good one. I don't know if I can get through readings without a movie reference, to be honest. Yeah. All right, so we have the Six of Swords. Hello, Jose. How are you doing? Page of Pentacles in the reverse, the Sun in the reverse, and the Magician. You are this magician. You know you have what you need to be happy without needing to be in a relationship, especially in a relationship with somebody who doesn't really treat you with the respect you deserve. So because you see this person as unhealed or unenlightened with the Sun in the reverse, you're just kind of like, no. I don't see any reason to invest in that or to try to have some new beginning with you because it would really just be a recycled episode of somebody else I dated, and I'm good on that. Hello, Morgan. How are you doing? What's up, Hayden? Hello, Jay. How are you doing? Nine of Cups. You're determined to wait for what you really want and not get distracted by people who don't know how to accept or receive love, still operate at a relatively immature level. So I see you walking away. You're like, nah, you got some healing to do. I'm not really interested in somebody who wants to play mind games. So the Six of Swords was saying you're ready to walk away from somebody who would probably keep you in the dark and not be very forthcoming with you, right? Hello, Julia. Thank you. Random cards for relationship. 30. Yeah. All right, I've got you on the list there, Julia, and you're second on the list. I will probably start those personal readings relatively shortly, just so you all know. Let's get a few from, this is the Gypsy Oracle. And I think after this, I will start with those personal questions. What else do we have for the general? Prison in the reverse, Malady in the reverse, Priest in the reverse, and Love in the Lover in the reverse. Wow, okay. So you're just kind of uninterested in this person because you can tell that they want to play mind games, that they probably are the type to ghost or maybe be a little bit of a two-timer, maybe they have a roster. This is not somebody you want to be in a relationship with. You don't see yourself being romantic with this person. And if you were to get into a relationship, you would feel like maybe you were stuck with them, right? Journey. And Sighs, S-I-G-H-S. Yeah, so you're ready to keep it moving. You're not going to stop and try to convince this person to grow up. They've got to learn that on their own, right? So you're not interested in sticking around. You're not interested in finding a way to make it work. Even if this person figures it out in a couple weeks, you're not really gonna do that. Hey, Bumface, how you doing? I'm gonna switch over to those personal questions at this time. Well, or have I completed karmic cycle? Lesson. Yeah, no problem, Bumface. All right, so we've got Donald up first. Hello, Brewer King. How are you doing? This is the Soul Cat. No, this is the Cat's Eye Tarot. Sorry. All right, what do we have for Donald, please? Donald, we have the Fool, the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Cups. With the Hanged Kitty. The Hanged Kitty would be like the Hanged Man. How adorable is that? So there's a change in perspective for somebody here because of your commitment to doing right by yourself. So this is encouraging you to be a bit patient. There's a little bit of an obstacle here. Maybe it's an argument or a misunderstanding, but I do feel like someone is contemplating or at least considering that maybe they need to take a different approach or take your advice. Give it a moment, focus on what you need to, but be good to yourself right now. This person is going to come back around and have a conversation with you that may be kind of surprising as far as their ability to see things in a new light, differently because of encountering you, right? Thank you, Fahima. Let me know if you have a question, please, or if you just want to tip to the channel. And thank you, Stephanie. What are C's feelings and intentions towards me? I gotcha. Thank you, Aiden. I appreciate that. Relationship clarity. I got you, Fahima. And a way for it to work out. All right, so thank you, Donald. I hope that that conversation goes well. It does look like somebody is seeing things more aligned with you. Oh, no worries, Rachel. All right, so for Julia, we've got clarity on the relationship and what to know about the Libra. What does Julia need to know? Eight of Cups, Four of Swords in the reverse, Four of Cups in the reverse. Separation may be key for this person, understanding what needs to change or that they could potentially lose you if they don't do right by you. Otherwise, I see patterns continuing as they have for a while. Eight of Pentacles in the reverse, Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Somebody who's not putting forth the effort that you deserve or not investing the way that they should. Is there love here? I think this is more codependency for this person. With the Seven of Cups in the reverse, there's going to be something here that happens, I believe, over the next week that shows you that this person has not really got it in them to prioritize you the way that they should. Where do I stand in a relationship? I got you. And thank you, Roxanne. Yeah, so there appears to be just a little bit of conversation about how I read cards. And respectfully, yeah, everybody reads differently. But it's important to keep in mind, it looked like you were talking about individual cards, and it's all about the combined energy here, right? Like, part of the reason I read from multiple different decks is because there can be validation of repeating energy, repeating cards. So to each their own, and 30 years is a long time. I commend you, but it is my channel, so I'm gonna read them the way that I want to, okay? So Julia, I don't want to be negative about this, but I do feel like this is somebody who is stuck in a pattern and feels like they can do what they want in this relationship without being better or working to treat you better. And they need to experience what it is to not have you in order to really appreciate that, which it shouldn't be like that. But this is a little bit of a struggle for them to really understand what love really is, right? So I'm sending you a big hug. Does that mean there's no hope? No, but this person does have to realize that treating you the same way is not going to allow them to stay in your life, right? So let's move to a different tarot deck. We've got Bumface up next, and then it would be Fahima, and then Stephanie and Roxanne. For Bumface, we've got, will I soon or have I completed a karmic lesson? Yes, I feel you already have. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Wands, and the reverse. There's something here that you have unlocked with regards to stability. This could have something to do with just literal money in your accounts, or it could have something to do with finding a place where you feel like you belong or that you can put roots down. So I do feel like there's a lot of positive changes over the next several weeks here for you. It does look like it's a requirement for you to be a pro at rejection or walking away, but allow for, of course, those beautiful people that are amazing and want to be good to you and opportunities that will elevate you to allow for those to be accepted, right? But this is saying you're like more in control of what's around you, in part because you're not afraid to walk away or push away from what you don't need, right? And thank you to everyone who sends positive healing energy to others in the live chat. That's absolutely what this channel is about, and I really appreciate when you contribute to that, right? So Bumface, yes, completed cycle and good things ahead. Very good things. This Queen of Pentacles, yes, it can represent you specifically, but I feel like it's your energy or what is ahead for you. So Fahima, we have a question regarding the relationship, wanting some clarity on the relationship and whether it will work out. What do we have for Fahima? We've got the Five of Cups, the Four of Swords, and the reverse, and Judgment. So it feels to me like right now there is some sadness or frustration or even resentment that someone is carrying because of unhealed wounds. So this would be like, you know, you yelled at me the other day and you never apologized, but probably worse. There's this sense that it's a repeated offense, right? You don't defend me in front of your family would be a good example, right? and you don't necessarily see that it's a problem, and I always have to bring it up to you. There's something here where it's like, why do I have to explain to you that this is important to me? You should just know that if I'm your spouse or your partner, that you should, you know, try to have my back. Yes, call me out if I'm wrong. Yes, understand all of that. But this seems to be like one of those things where it's like you continually ignore what it is that I think most people would understand is needed or deserved or right in that situation. So this is saying, how can we really make amends, or how can we move past something difficult like that when there isn't actual changed behavior, or there isn't like a genuine apology, right? So this feels to me like, are you actually going to get through and change this behavior, or is it going to continue to be more of the same? Because if it's more of the same, then I don't think it's going to work out. So there needs to be, I think, therapy, a moderator, a third party. This Three of Pentacles, this is like, hey, are you willing to go to therapy? Are you willing to go to counseling? Because we need to work through this thing that apparently isn't a problem to you, but is a problem for me. Because there's a difference of opinion here, right? Hey, Shayla, how you doing? Remember, Fahima, that you deserve to be respected and shown love. I am sending you a big hug, and I hope things improve for you. Hello, Aroa. I hope you're having a good day. Stephanie's asking, what are C's feelings and intentions towards me? What are C's feelings and intentions towards Stephanie? We have the Magician, the Three of Cups, Two of Wands in the reverse, and the Queen of Swords. This looks to me like somebody who is trying to find time to see you. I don't know if you're no contact or if there's been some trouble here, but this feels like I've got to find a way to be like face to face. We've got to have a conversation. With the Two of Wands being in the reverse, this is somebody who may feel like they just need to up and leave and like come see you. This may be somebody who feels like they need to cancel other plans and prioritize something with you. But yeah, this is like, I've got to see you face to face, because if I tell you what I need to tell you in text message, or if I just kind of like send it out into the ether, I don't know how it's going to go. But if I see you like face to face, then maybe we can actually work through some things. But I think he's contemplating canceling something that's already planned so that he can make time to see you. But let me know, what are these intentions? What are these? We've got Seven of Wands in the reverse and the Knight of Wands. Well, this is fast-moving energy. This is somebody who is willing to take a risk. So if this is somebody who is more often than not kind of risk-averse or doesn't really do the wild thing, they're going to do the wild thing. This is like, I'm going to make a big gesture. I'm going to do something that's a little unpredictable. So I don't know, is he an accountant? But this person's like, this is one of those times where I got to be a little bit wild because I really do feel like I need to see you face to face. So lots of like sense of urgency here. And good luck with that, Stephanie. I hope that goes well. Yes, Fahima, I would say there's a chance, but it requires a third person to help your partner understand what needs to change. So maybe not like a go ahead and give up on it thing, because I do think that there's a lot of love there, but this person that you're with needs to hear from someone else, not you, apparently, that they need to change this. Sorry, I talk fast, probably because I'm from Minnesota, but also because I'm hungry. My apologies. Thank you, Stephanie. We're going to move to Roxanne's question. We've got, where do I stand in my relationship? I just want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Okay, cool. Hello, Seth. How are you doing? Hello, Dave. What's up? So Roxanne is saying, where do I stand in our relationship? Let me just grab a different tarot deck real quick. Where do I stand in our relationship? Roxanne, please. We have Justice, King of Wands in the reverse, King of Cups and the Page of Wands in the reverse. We have somebody here who is struggling with doing the right thing. So we have Justice as the first card. It's a decision that needs to be made. But with the King of Wands being in the reverse, this is like somebody's mad. Like, if I make the decision that I know I'm supposed to make, then I'm going to be frustrated. Maybe they feel like they have to sacrifice something here. With this King of Cups, it's like, I know I need to be like a good person. But with the Page of Wands being in the reverse, it leads to some not great communication or even arguments or silent treatment. It's looking to me like somebody's holding resentment or holding a grudge. They don't talk about it. 5 of Coins or 5 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 4 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, it's like, can we just like talk about what the problem is? Why don't you want to address this? And I just see like overreaction. Like, let me know what's going on, right? Knight of Swords in the reverse. 7 of Coins or 7 of Pentacles in the reverse and the Queen of Coins. I think there's something really upsetting this person. It could have something to do with you specifically, but I think it's more complicated than that. So it could be like how you make them feel regarding to, you know, a family conflict or regarding their health situation. But I think they're kind of vilifying you, or they're blaming you for something that they shouldn't. Is this advising giving some time? No, this is saying you need to talk about it. Being firm but gentle, right? Like not putting too much pressure, but making it clear this is something that needs to happen, because it is eroding the relationship, this lack of communication, right? Yes, I do like to do freebies every now and then. However, I'm super hungry right now, so it's probably gonna have to be on the next one. Roxanne, remember that you deserve to be loved and respected, and I hope that you're able to find a resolution, but don't sacrifice your happiness for that, right? If anybody else is able to send some positive healing energy to those that have asked questions about a difficult relationship today, I absolutely appreciate you for doing that. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscribes. If you're able to hype the video, I also appreciate that. And I will see you on the next reading. Doodles.